All right, y'all, got my new Chinese mini skid steer here. The Landhero. I forget what model number it is. It's the 23.5 horsepower. The dual hydraulic pump. It does have the auxiliary connections. 44-inch bucket. I've got about 2 hours on it, 2.3. So I figured I would just talk about my first 24 hours with it. Everybody says that the fuel systems are typically full of trash. Mine was not. Mine was clean. It ran when I picked it up. I bought it at an auction nearby. It's got oil all over the inside because I did the first oil change, and like everybody says, there's no good way to do it. I saw where one guy jacked it up on one side, which was probably pretty smart, but that just seemed like a lot of work, so I didn't do it. So I did put the drains, I think it drains it, hose in here. So there it is, this red hose threads into the engine there, and now you can do easy oil changes without making a mess, so that's cool. So last night I took it off, took it apart, took the fuel system completely apart, blew out all the lines, everything was clean, took the carb apart, carb was clean, broke the throttle linkage trying to get the carburetor out, so that was annoying. So I ended up, the throttle linkage on this thing is kind of junk anyway. I wasn't having good results with getting the motor to respond to what I was doing when I was trying to control the throttle up here. So I ended up adding a spring down here because it wouldn't return all the way to the idle position. So this spring right here, I drilled a hole in the exhaust mount, and I just found a spring in my toolbox that I had from something else, and I attached it to the idle return so that when the throttle returns, it actually goes back to idle. So far so good. I've put about an hour on it since I did that. No problems yet. I did have some issues where it kept cutting off on me while I was using it, and I think, so I added an extra fuel filter in here just to make sure everything was good. And I found it kept cutting off, and so I was looking around trying to see what was going on, and there was gas coming out of the connection, so I think I didn't have the hose clamp tight enough. And these vacuum oil pumps, first of all, it took me forever to get the thing primed. I had to sit here and spray carb cleaner in it just to get it to run. Long enough to actually suck the fuel up back into the carburetor, because it is kind of a long way when you're sucking fuel from a fuel tank that is down low. So the fuel tank's down here, and the carburetor is behind this piece of plastic right there. So there is the fuel line going up. I got one filter in it. It came with another filter in it. I just left it alone. It didn't look dirty. But this down here is way easier to check and take care of. So I saw a guy online did that, and I thought that was a good idea, so I did it. And ever since I tightened up those hose clamps, so far it seems to be running good. No more cutting off or anything like that. Occasionally it will only want to run on choke, but I think it just needs to be run. It's probably sat for a while. Old gas. I did put some Startron in it when I picked it up yesterday, and about a half a tank of ethanol-free gas. So I feel like the more I run it, the better it does. So I'm hoping that that's all it is. It's just from sitting for a long time, because who knows how long they sit in China, you know, after they get made, and then they go to port, and then they probably sit at port for a while, and then they get in a crate, or they're on a boat for a while, and then they get to wherever they're going, and they sit there for a while. So anyway, I don't know. Oh, and I greased all the Zerk fittings, tightened up my tracks. They were pretty loose when I got it. I ran it in the yard, did a little bit of digging, a little bit of dirt moving with it. It's rained here all night last night, so I tore the hell out of the yard and got the thing all dirty, but that's what it's for, so it is what it is. But yeah, so far so good. I like it.